welcomes you to PNC Park in downtown Pittsburgh for the finale of a three-game series between the first-place St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family. I'm Kenny Albert. St. Louis Cardinals have won 9 consecutive games for the first time since 1987. They have the best record in the National League, and over the last 2 nights, they have made themselves at home here at the brand new PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Cardinals doing it without Mark McGwire, thanks in large part to the play of 2 youngsters, 21-year-old Albert Pujols and 25-year-old J.D. Drew. As I welcome in my partner, Kevin Kennedy. And Kevin, the fans of St. Louis have gone from saying who to poo.
Well, the name is Albert Pujols. The man played A-ball last year. He's a player of the year in the minor leagues for the Cardinals, and he jumped all the way to the big leagues, making the club out of spring training. Not only is he in the lineup every single day, he's battling for the Triple Crown. He can flat out hit, goes the other way. He's got great power to dead center field, to right center field. A .378 batting average, that's second in the National League. 14 home runs, that's tied for third in the National League. 44 runs driven in, that's second in the National League. Nobody has won the Triple Crown in the NL since 1937, Joe Ducky Medwick.
And Kevin, the third member of our broadcast team, has had the pleasure of watching Albert Pujols all season long. He's manning the fam cam tonight here in Pittsburgh. Dan McLaughlin.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Well, something that we try to accomplish with the fan cam every Thursday night is to show you different aspects of each different ballpark. And here at PNC Park, I'm standing right now on the Clemente Bridge, just over the Allegheny River. They shut this down for about 2 hours to commercial traffic. It allows many of the fans to walk back and forth. So it's a little different aspect of this ballpark. And, of course, we'll be showing you those aspects of what makes this such a great ballpark, PNC Park here in Pittsburgh, as we go on throughout the game. Guys, back to you.
Thanks very much, Dan. Fans continue to make their way across the Roberto Clemente Bridge as we get set for the finale of a 3-game series. Pirates looking to salvage 1 from the Cardinals. St. Louis 6-0 against Pittsburgh so far this season.
You know, I really think you're down.
Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family is brought to you by Toyota. 4 choices, better selection. Experience Toyota today. By Sears Tire and Auto Centers, and by Lotrimin AM, the #1 recommendation of doctors. Back in Pittsburgh from PNC Park, Cardinals have won 9 in a row. Pirates have dropped 5 straight. Cardinals batting order brought to you by Nissan, 23 and 15 under Tony La Russa. Fernando Vina returns tonight, leading off, followed by Placido Polanco. Jim Edmonds bats third. Albert Pujols in the cleanup spot, ranked in the top 3 in all 3 National League Triple Crown categories. J.D. Drew will bat 5th. Then Ray Lankford. Bottom of the order, Edgar Renteria, returning after missing 8 games. Mike Matheny, and then the pitcher, Mike Morris, as the Cardinals face 29-year-old right-hander Todd Ritchie. Our Sears scouting report.
Well, a loose arm means this guy has a lot of movement. He's free and easy. He's not too tight. Your muscles have to be elastic as a pitcher especially. He's got that tremendous makeup, real competitor, quiet, cocky attitude. I like that because he's got that air of confidence on the mound, yet he's not arrogant about it. A lot of confidence in his own ability. A first-round draft pick of the Twins back in 1990. Imagine if the Twins had him now with that great pitching staff they have these days. The Twins, of course, battling for that American League Central.
Ritchie 0-4. In fact, Lloyd McClendon's Pirates have lost all 8 of Ritchie's starts, but not necessarily all his fault. He has not received much run support at all.
That's right.
In his 8 starts. Here's Fernando Vina leading off for the Cardinals. Sat out last night's game. Suffered a bruised left ankle in the series opener on Tuesday when he was hit by a pitch from the Pirates' Omar Olivares. In fact, Vina, as was the case last season, leads the National League. He's been hit 8 times already.
That's exactly right. Well, the good thing is he gets on base, and that's what your leadoff man has to do. The Cardinals are right at the top as far as team on-base percentage, over .360. That's very, very good as a team.
Vina takes a called strike. Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire. Paul Schreiber working first base. Tony Randazzo out at second. And the crew chief, Ed Montague, is the third base umpire. Vina in the air, center field. Brown is under it, 1 away. We take you around the horn, brought to you by Nissan. Craig Wilson, the youngster, makes his third start at first base for the Pirates. Pat Mears over at second. Aramis Ramirez is the Pirates' third baseman. Enrique Wilson, the former Indian, at short. Brian Giles in left. Emil Brown in center. John Vanderwall in right. And the all-star Jason Kendall behind the plate. So the battery of Ritchie and Kendall as Placido Polanco fouls the first pitch from Ritchie. Back to the screen, 0-1.
Now here's a guy, Polanco, that everybody thought in spring training with the trade of Tatis to Montreal, he would be the third baseman. This guy is hitting .342 right now. He did a great job last year for the Cardinals. He played some second, he played some third. Everybody thought he would be the starting third baseman.
Right back to Ritchie. 2 outs.
Turned out that Polanco plays some third when Pujols plays first, and for the most part, he's their main utility man. Well, Todd Ritchie in the 8 games, you mentioned it, he has not won a ball game, not a lot of run support. ERA is not terrible, low 4s. Of course, no saves as a starting pitcher. Opponent's batting average only .247. That's pretty good. And right now, 45 hits, 45 innings. 1-to-1 ratio is good. 27 Ks, 18 walks. Going to knock the walks down just a little bit. You like to see a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Here's Jim Edmonds batting .368. Swings at the first offering from Ritchie. Coming on is the left fielder Giles, one of 3 Pirates, converging. A 1-2-3, top of the first inning for Todd Ritchie. Back in Pittsburgh, we move to the bottom of the first inning. Todd Ritchie threw only 5 pitches in the top half, retiring the Cardinals in order. Pirates batting order brought to you by Nissan. Brown leads off, then Kendall. Giles in the number 3 spot, batting .355 here at home. Ramirez will bat cleanup. John Vanderwall, the right fielder, bats 5th. Then Enrique Wilson, bottom of the order. Craig Wilson, Pat Mears, and the pitcher Todd Ritchie, as the Pirates face 26-year-old right-hander Matt Morris. Kevin, our Sears scouting report on Matt.
Well, this is a great story. Matt Morris back in the starting rotation after being in the bullpen a year ago. He's got great stuff. He always did when he first came up, and the year he had in '97 was outstanding. He's got 2 fastballs, a 2-seamer that sinks, the power fastball that is 95 to 96 miles an hour, and a power overhand curveball. Tommy John surgery in 1999. It takes usually 2 full years before you get back to 100%. He's at that point now. That was April of '99, and you can see what his numbers are. I mean, he's phenomenal. Second in the league in earned run average behind Kevin Brown. He has been absolutely outstanding, especially in night games. 0.95 earned run average in night games, and we have a night game here tonight.
Morris missing outside. 2-0. Just 10 days ago, Morris pitched a complete game shutout in a victory over the Pirates at Busch Stadium, as Emil Brown leads off the bottom of the first inning with his 5th hit of the series. Brown now 5 for 8 the last 3 nights. Cardinals tied for 8th defensively in the National League. Pujols, Vigna, the right side of the infield. Over at third, Polanco. Edgar Renteria returns after missing the last 8 games. Ray Lankford in left. The center fielder Jim Edmonds and J.D. Drew in right. Eli Marrero behind the plate. Battery of Morris and Marrero. Marrero has now caught Morris's last 5 starts.
Well, that's one of those relationships where you feel comfortable with one guy behind the plate. You request him, and Tony La Russa, you can't complain with the success Morris has had. He stays with Marrero, with Matt Morris.
Ball 1 to Jason Kendall. Kendall batting .252.
There's the numbers I was talking about. 2.29 earned run average, second only to Kevin Brown in the National League. 1 complete game. The opponent's hitting less than .250. This is a nice number right here. Only 11 walks. He's got almost a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That's what you want. That's outstanding. Well, Jason Kendall, this guy's normally a 315, 320 hitter. Everybody on the Pirates lineup, with the exception of maybe Vanderwall, is down this year. Jason only hitting 252. Pirates are last in the National League in team batting average in the 220s. Really had a tough time.
Kendall hit 320 last season. During the month of May, Pirates batting only 219.
And usually when you come to a new ballpark like PNC, it really uplifts you. You get more fans. The Pirates are averaging 30,000 plus in a stadium that holds about 38. And so far for Pittsburgh, the magic has not worked in a new ballpark. We saw the Giants win a year ago in their new ballpark, Pac-Bell. Jason Kendall has been an all-star year in and year out. This guy is a mainstay here in Pittsburgh. Had a chance to be a free agent, but was re-signed by the Pirates, and he'll be here for a long time. He's a great, great player. Before the season's over, he just hits too well. He sprays the ball around. He'll get close to 300.
Kendall into right field. Back-to-back base hits, leading off the bottom of the first inning. So the Pirates with runners on first and second and nobody out.
And that's how Jason hit 320 last year. Uses the field, not a lot of power. Good number 2 hitter. That's what you want in a number 2 hitter. They can use the field, hit behind the runner, go the other way. He just drops a single into right field here.
Ryan Giles steps in. The left fielder batting 277. However, the average here at home is 355. 3 for 7 with a home run in the series.
And the magic's working for Brian Giles here in this ballpark, that 355 batting average. Got that open stance, but a lot of power. He'll close it up as the ball's on the way.
Curve misses inside. Giles comes to the plate with runners on first and second. He's batting only 156 with runners in scoring position this year. Popped up left side in foul territory. The third baseman Polanco makes the play for the first out.
Morris can go up in the zone with the power fastball, and that's what he did right there. He's got the 2-seamer, the sinker, as I mentioned earlier, but also the power 4-seam fastball, which is more of a straight fastball, but it has more velocity on it, and that's how he got Giles right there.
So with one away, here's the Pirates' third baseman, Aramis Ramirez. Leads the Pirates in both home runs with 9 and runs batted in with 27. On his way to third is Brown. Throw goes into left field. Brown scores. And the Pirates take a 1-0 lead.
Well, that's a throwing error right there by Marrero. Way wide of third on the throw as Polanco went to cover third base. A great jump by Brown. He stole that one off of Matt Morris, but Marrero not only the stolen base, but a run will score because he throws it away. He got rid of the ball fine, but watch how wide this throw is as Polanco has to go back and he just can't get it. That's like a single to left field right there.
Second error of the season committed by Marrero as Ramirez fouls one back. So Brown stole third, his 5th steal of the year, and then scored on the error.
And the Pirates need to do more of that. They have 19, now 20 stolen bases this year. That's in the middle of the pack in the National League, 7th, 8th. That's where they've been hovering. But when you're not hitting, you've got to make things happen, and that's what Brown did. Using his legs.
Cardinals in a very unusual position during their 9-game winning streak. They played 81 innings. They've been behind in only 4 of the 81. Kendall takes his lead off second. There's a drive to left. Moving to his right is Langford. 2 away. Well, during this 9-game winning streak, Tony La Russa's Cardinals batting .312, averaging over 7 runs per game, allowing just over 2.
Well, the pitching's the key. You got a phenomenal earned run average right there, 2.11, and that's without, remember, Rick Ankiel, who was really their best pitcher all of last year. Ankiel now, of course, down in the minor leagues. try to get his mechanics and get mentally in order.
Cardinals also without Garrett Stevenson, who won 16
That's
games
right.
last year, and Pat Henkin, who won 15.
That's right. They made a nice trade, though, for Dustin Hermanson from Montreal, and they've also got a nice bullpen guy, lefty Steve Klein. Of course, they traded Tatis, and that enabled Albert Pujols to make the ball club. Fernando Tatis, of course, their third baseman the last couple of years.
Kendall, the runner on second. 2 away. And the pitch to Vanderwall was a called strike. 2-1.
Well, here's the guy that is getting a chance to play finally. Vanderwall. Your guy hit 24 home runs last year, re-signed with Pittsburgh. But, of course, the Pirates signed Derek Bell, and in spring training, he lost his job. Derek Bell becomes the right fielder. But every time Vanderwall got in the lineup or pinch hit, he did the job, and he's really been the main offensive force. 322 batting average, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs.
And Vanderwall was very outspoken during the offseason after the signing of Derek Bell.
Well, I was together with Vandy back in Montreal in '92 when I was a bench coach, and Vandy was our pinch hitter then, and he was in his young 20s. And he got this label as well. He's a pinch hitter. He's not an everyday player. Well, he's proved he did a great job in San Diego, especially in the World Series a couple of years ago. Did a great job last year in Pittsburgh, and he just felt, hey, I've come into my own now. It's time. I'm in my 30s. I should be the guy. And they signed Derek Bell, and Lloyd McClendon, the manager, says, no, Derek Bell's my right fielder.
The payoff pitch for Morris is high, ball 4. Vanderwall walks. So the Pirates now have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Nice patient at bat right there from Vanderwall. And as a manager, when you see one guy doing the job, the other one not, you're forced to put the best 9 out there. And Vanderwall right now is one of the best 9. A nice at bat by Vandy.
Here's the switch hitting shortstop Enrique Wilson. Pirates have already gone through 5 shortstops this year. They sent rookie Jack Wilson, no relation, back to AAA last week. Strike called on the inside corner, 0-1.
Well, that's third base coach Trent Jewett at third base. They got Tommy Sand over there at first base. And, you know, one of the features we have, Kenny, as you know, is we can mic players and coaches these days, mainly coaches and managers. Players, not so much. Sometimes that gets taken away. And we get a little inside of what they're talking about during the ball game.
Grounded foul back behind first base. And there is the first base coach, Tommy Sand, wearing a microphone for Fox Family tonight. Morris missing high and away.
Yeah, Tommy Sant was one of those guys that was really a right-hand man to Jimmy Leland. Everywhere Jimmy went, so went Tommy Sant.
Jim Leland now scouting for the St. Louis Cardinals. A called strike 3. Wilson called out on strikes, but the Pirates take a 1-0 lead. 1 run on 2 hits and an error. Back in Pittsburgh, 1-0 lead for the Pirates as we move to the second. Todd Ritchie retired the Cardinals in order on only 5 pitches. In the first inning, all 5 were strikes. Albert Pujols leading off here in the second. 6 pitches now by Ritchie, 6 strikes.
You know, and pitch count is important for a guy like Todd Ritchie. Not always for all pitches do you worry about pitch count. But for Todd Ritchie you do, because pitches 1 through 75, the league hits 194 off of them. After 75 pitches, the league hits 419 off of them. So those are notes, those are statistics that a manager will use. They'll utilize that. So low pitch count is important in that first inning, only 5 pitches.
Now 2-1 on Albert Pujols, batting .378. Tied for third in the National League with 14 home runs. And he's driven in 44 runs.
Well, this guy's just unbelievable. Power to dead center to right center. Watch him at home plate, how quiet he is. He looks like a veteran of 38 to 40 years old, like he's been there for years and years.
Just 21 years of age, fouled back to the screen. Count remains 2-2.
And for young hitters out there, when I say quiet, I mean he doesn't jump at the ball. Very short stride with the lead leg. Watch that. His hands stay back. Not a lot of moving parts. Doesn't jump at the ball, and that's why he doesn't have many holes in his swing, if any at all. Obviously, at 378, he has no holes so far this year.
Here's the shortstop, Enrique Wilson, behind second. Fires to first, one away.
That's a pretty good jam shot right there. Nice play on the slow roller. Sometimes those aren't easy. They got a lot of English on them when you get jammed. Good pitch by Todd Ritchie. Got in there on him. Two-seam fastball with movement. Pujols on the plate. Jam shot on the handle. And a nice play by Enrique Wilson up the middle.
So with one away, here's J.D. Drew. Drew takes ball one, working on a 6-game hitting streak. Batting .303. Like Albert Pujols, J.D. Drew has hit 14 home runs.
Well, the two guys tonight hitting fourth and fifth, Pujols and Drew, 28 home runs combined, and they really are picking up the slack for the missing Mark McGwire.
2-0 for Ritchie. Well outside now, 3 balls, no strikes.
Imagine in June if they do get Mark back, what this Cardinal offense will do. It's already second in the National League at 282 as far as batting average.
You think they'll make room for him in the lineup?
I think they'll find a spot. As good as Pujols is, I think Pujols will go back over to third. And La Russa the last couple of years has always had a pretty good bench. Mike Easler talking to his young hitter, saying, how did you get jammed on that? You're hit 377 now.
Drew heads down to first. And the Cardinals have their first base runner of the night.
That's Bobby Bonilla actually on the left right there. Talking to Albert Pujols on the right. Tony La Russa in front. 38 games. Almost identical, Kenny. 23-15 record this year. That's best in the National League. Run production's down a hair, but McGwire, remember, didn't miss most of the season until the second half. Had some spots early in the year we was out of the lineup, but second half is when Mark was done.
He's missed all but 7 games so far this year. Ray Lankford batting .261. Drew takes his lead off first. Lankford strikes out often, 46 times so far this year, which is second in the National League. Also has terrific power.
Now the Pirates could turn them. That's one thing they're doing well, turning double plays. And that's what that two-seamer will do right here. If you get a two-seamer down, you get the ground ball.
Drew goes. And the throw down to second, off the mark. And Drew is safe at third.
Now Jason Kendall has had some problems throwing runners out this year. The league average is 35%. Jason Kendall is just under 15% throwing runners out. He's not even at the National League average. And he almost threw this ball like he looked like he was hurt. Good jump by J.D. Drew. There's a leg kick. And just a wide throw. And he cut the ball down there at second base.
Lankford with a drive to right. Vanderwall back, looks up, it's out of here. Home run number 10 for Ray Lankford. And the Cardinals take a 2-1 lead.
Well, pretty potent offense for the Cardinals. That's, like I said, they've been averaging 7 runs a game, 10th of the year for Ray Lankford. They've got a very, very tough lineup, 1 through 8. Here's the pitch. They're trying to go in. Look where Kendall is. He's in. The ball is up and in. And it ran actually back out over the heart of the plate for the home run. It had two-seam action, that movement. When a right-hander throws a two-seamer, it runs away from the lefties and into the righties. That thing ran away in this location.
Tonight, game number 39 for the Cardinals. And they have 3 players with 10 or more home runs. Pujols, Drew, and now Langford all have double digits in the home run department. Edgar Renteria fouls one back. Renteria missed the last 8 games with a knee injury. Returning to the shortstop position tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals. Behind of the count, 1-2. Another foul. So even without Mark McGwire, Kevin, 3 Cardinals have hit at least 10 home runs, and they have not yet reached the 40-game mark.
Yeah, they've got really good balance in the lineup, Kenny. They've got 4 good lefties in the lineup and 4 right-handed hitters. That's just good balance. One protects the other, especially 3 through 5. So you got Edmonds at lefty in the 3 spot. Pujols a right-hander to protect him. Then behind him, of course, J.D. Drew, and then you got Langford, who just hit the home run.
The 1-2 to Renteria. Another foul. Cardinals set a franchise record last year when they hit 235 home runs. They also set a National League record for strikeouts.
Well, they can do that. You're right, especially Ray Langford, but he didn't miss this time.
Now 2-2 on Renteria with Eli Marrero waiting on deck. Cardinals leading 2-1. Pirates scored in the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals with 2 here in the second. Renteria goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Todd Ritchie.
That's a good hard slider. That's really his out pitch. He's got a tough, nasty late breaking slider when he's on, and that one was outstanding. Broke out of the zone. Kendall down and away. Look at the movement. Down and away in the dirt. Big leg kick, and Renteria just pulls off the ball.
So with 2 outs, here's the catcher Eli Marrero starting for the 9th time this year. Mike Matheny has started the other 30 games behind the plate. And Marrero has turned into somewhat of a personal catcher for Matt Morris here in the early going.
Yeah, normally he made the throwing error in the first inning that allowed Emil Brown to score. But normally he's a pretty good defensive catcher.
And he's done a good job at the plate this year, batting .308. The average in his starts is .341.
And he also runs pretty well, especially for a catcher. I've seen Tony La Russa use him as a pinch runner in the past. So if he hits a ground ball, he can get down the line pretty good. You got to hurry on the infield.
The 1-2 foul back. Langford's home run, the 7th allowed by Ritchie so far this season. He was not only the Pirates' opening day starter, but also started the first game here at PNC Park. And the first home run here was hit by Sean Casey of the Reds off Todd Ritchie.
I'll tell you one thing you don't have to worry about are foul balls coming back up here. I was just watching the monitor up here, and I saw that foul box. I knew it was straight back, but we are way up here somewhere. There we are. There we are. I mean, it is up here. It is up here.
Another strikeout for Ritchie. The Brewers visit the Pirates over the weekend. Bob Uecker will feel right at home.
Absolutely.
2-1 Cardinals with the lead as we send it out to Dan McLaughlin.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. Outside of PNC Park, they honor some of their greats, and certainly this ties into our Open and We Are Family and that great World Championship team of 1979. Here's a statue dedicated to Willie Stargell. This went up a couple of days before he passed away, and remember, he passed away on opening day for the Pittsburgh Pirates here in 2001. And down here on the ground, you see Stargell's stars, and you'll see those stars and that emblem on the uniform of the Pittsburgh Pirates, currently honoring the Hall of Famer Pops Willie Stargell, and certainly one of the all-time greats. Honus Wagner is also honored out here, as well as number 21 Roberto Clemente. And certainly some great names in baseball's past. Kenny, back to you.
All right, thanks, Dan. Craig Wilson grounds out to Edgar Renteria, leading off the Pirates' second.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Willie Stargell, I got a chance to meet Willie once in person. And I did a fantasy camp with the Los Angeles Dodgers about 10 or 11 years ago, and it was a Hall of Fame camp. And our producer, Jim Drake, I believe, knows all about that because he used to go to a few of those himself. But Willie I met at Dodger Town for 5 days, and what a nice man. Hall of Famer, great player, but a better person off the field for people that know him out there and for people that don't know him. Just a phenomenal person. Personable, funny, great sense of humor, likable.
In the air to right. A.D. Drew makes the catch. Pat Muse flies out. Quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning.
You talk about a couple of great Pirates, Clemente and Stargell, coming up together.
Strike one to the pitcher, Todd Ritchie. The right field wall, which includes the out-of-town scoreboard here at PNC Park, measures 21 feet high in honor of number 21, Roberto Clemente.
That's perfect. That's appropriate. That's where Clemente would be, out there in right field, if he were playing today, alive and playing.
Ritchie called out on strikes. Second strikeout for Morris. A 1-2-3 second.
There.
Back in Pittsburgh, 2-1 Cardinals. Todd Ritchie in his third year with the Pirates. We spoke about him with his manager.
He's a guy that's very competitive. He's going to give you everything he's got every time out. Outstanding fastball, good sink. Sometimes he runs out of the zone, so he has to control himself. When he's really on, the slider's on. Again, he should be a guy that's going to be quality innings, about 7 innings per start.
The opposing pitcher, Matt Morris, leading off for the Cardinals here in the third. Ritchie quickly off the mound. 1 away.
Well, McClellan was talking about that two-seamer that runs out of the zone sometimes. The home run pitch to Langford was a two-seam fastball. He was trying to go in on Langford, but watch the movement. It went out over the heart of the plate, and Langford got extended and drove it out of the ballpark. Sometimes the loose arm we're talking about, which creates a lot of great movement, can get you in trouble if you can't harness that movement. And that thing just ran so much that it ran right into the swing of Ray Langford and gave him great extension.
10th home run of the year for Langford, giving the Cardinals the 1-run lead. Fernando Vina, nice play by the spinning Enrique Wilson, and he throws out Vina.
That was a nice play to stay with it by Enrique. Pretty well hit ball by Vina. Enrique will go to his left to Spirit, hang on to it, flips up in the air, a full 360, and fires a strike over there to first base. And Vina can run. Missed the bag, though. Always hit the bag going down to first base. You never know. Somebody might drop a ball.
2 away for Placido Polanco, who bounced back to the pitcher Ritchie in the first inning. Polanco now batting .339 coming into the game, ranked 8th in the National League after a career high .316 last year.
That's 95 with movement by Ritchie. And they're talking about movement, Kenny. I'll take a guy with movement any day over a guy that has a straight fastball. The straight fastball can be hit. It's the movement, especially the late movement, that normally hurts you. This time, to Langford, it hurt him, but most of the time it won't.
Now 2 balls, 1 strike on Polanco, who back in '98, Kevin, was the only Cardinal to pinch hit for Mark McGwire.
Wow, that's saying something. In '98, he might have had 71. That one at bat Mark missed.
Here's Wilson moving to his right. Fires across. A 1-2-3 third inning for Todd Ritchie. Of course, Polanco pinch hit for McGwire in a 13-1 Cardinals victory.
Okay.
Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family is brought to you by Acura. Beautiful evening in downtown Pittsburgh. Cotton candy still available, Kevin.
That looks great, too. We'll take some up here.
2-1 lead for the Cardinals, bottom 3. Top of the order for the Pirates. Emil Brown leads off. Brown singled. Moved to second, stole third, and then came around on the throwing error by the catcher Barrero. Beautiful off-speed pitch by Morris.
That's the power curve right there. 76 miles an hour, just drops off the table. Straight over the top.
1-1.
And you follow that with 20 miles an hour higher, the fastball. Great variance of speeds.
Another off-speed pitch, a called strike 2.
That's a big breaker. That looks like Koufax from years past. Sandy had that high curveball that looked like it breaking over your head and it dropped down at your knees.
We mentioned earlier Morris, Kevin, second in earned run average in the National League. If you take away his first start in Colorado, when he allowed 10 runs in 3 innings, take away that start, his ERA for the year is 1.38 in his other 7 starts.
Well, we're seeing the variance of speeds right there. That was a 91 fastball. He's got the 2-seamer, which is the one that sinks. He'll throw that at 90 to 91, 92. Then he's got the power fastball, the 4-seamer, at 96. And then he drops the overhand curve at 76 miles an hour. And as a hitter, you got to pick one of them out and sit on it for 3 pitches and hope you get it. You guess wrong, forget about it.
You saw the National League leaders just a moment ago. Anytime you're ahead of Greg Maddux in any category, you know you're having a good year.
You're not kidding. You just hope he stays healthy.
Got him.
And that's a hammer. 74 miles an hour.
Third strikeout for Matt Morris. Well, Kevin, every Friday, Fox Family dares real families to visit the world's most haunted locations. Don't miss Scariest Places on Earth tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on Fox Family. If Matt Morris keeps pitching like this, the batter's box might become one of the scariest places, at least in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely.
Jason Kendall pops it up. Caught by the third baseman Polanco for the second out.
A lot of people compare Morris as far as delivery to how Jim Palmer used to pitch with the Orioles. Straight over the top. There's a lot of movement on that pitch. In on the handle to Jason Kendall as he pops it straight up. That delivery right there, a lot like Jim Palmer used to be. That's a 2-seam fastball that had movement in on the hands. Late movement about 6 inches, right in on the hand.
Brian Giles with a drive to deep center. A diving attempt by Edmonds, but he could not make the catch. Giles rounds second and then heads back. A 2-base hit for Brian Giles.
Well, Giles continues to hit here at PNC Park. Jim Edmonds, we're used to seeing him make those kinds of catches every time he plays. Just couldn't quite reach this one. That ball was hit well to one of the deepest parts of the yard. Of course, Brian Giles has great power. 35, 40 home run a year guy. They're trying to go in on him. Ball's up and out over the plate, a lot like the movement we saw against Langford by Todd Ritchie. Nice effort by Jimmy Edmonds, missed by a couple of feet.
Here's Aramis Ramirez, who flied to left back in the first inning.
That pitch was almost identical. They were trying to go in on Giles, much like Richie was trying to go in on Langford. And because it had such great movement, it ran right over the heart of the plate instead of staying in on the inside corner. And Giles drilled it.
One and one on Ramirez. 9 home runs already this year in just 140 at-bats. Strike call to the outside corner. 1-2.
Boy, Marrero got that strike for him the way he froze the pitch. He just turned the glove in on the outside corner and gave the umpire a good look. He got that pitch from Matt Morris. One of the reasons why Morris wants Marrero behind the plate, even though Matheny's a great defensive catcher.
The 1-2 from Morris. He got him. Ramirez chases it. Strikeout number 4 for Matt Morris. Now, Jerry Lane says, everybody come back. Ramirez got a piece of it. Morris was halfway to the Cardinals dugout.
Well, we certainly couldn't tell from up here, that's for sure, but you do that mainly on sound, and the umpire heard a sound, and it means he foul tipped it. He heard wood. Take a look. Big curveball, overhand curve again. Well, I don't know.
Did not look like Ramirez made contact.
Well, Jerry Lane certainly said so. Cardinals didn't think so.
And now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Perhaps Lane heard the ball hit the dirt and thought Ramirez fouled it off.
Yeah, usually you hear 2 sounds. I was a catcher all my life, and usually there's 2 sounds. You'll hear the bat, then you hit the mitt, or you hear the bat, then you'll hit the ground. So if there's 2 sounds, you know the ball got fouled. But if there's only 1 sound, it usually hit the dirt. You hear the sound of the ball hitting the dirt, and then it comes up against your chest protector. You certainly don't see it. You can't see that. That's too fast. You do it on sound behind the plate.
The payoff pitch. Foul back. So Ramirez stays alive at 3-2. Ryan Giles, the runner on second, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Cardinals with a 9-game winning streak. Pirates have lost 5 in a row. Cardinals with a 2-1 lead. Should the Cardinals win tonight, it will be their first 10-game winning streak since April of 1982. Got him. So it took 4 extra pitches, but Ramirez goes down on strikes. That is strikeout number 4 for Matt Morris.
Now, Ramirez got a break because I don't think he made contact on the foul tip. Jerry Lane heard a foul tip and then heard the ball hit the ground. I didn't hear it, but on the last pitch, I definitely heard the 2 sounds I'm talking about. Here's the one that he should have struck out on. Lane says he made a foul tip. No way. But here was a foul tip, and this is what you hear behind the plate, the 2 sounds I'm talking about. Not that last sound, the ones before it. You hear the ball hitting the bat, and then you hear it into the glove. That's what you hear behind the plate. That was definitely a foul tip caught by the catcher. Strike 3.
Same result. 4 pitches later. Jim Edmonds. Extra bases into the right field corner. A stand-up double for Edmonds, leading off for the Cardinals here in the 4th.
About the years now Jim Edmonds has had. This is his 2nd year in St. Louis. The year he had last year was phenomenal. And this year at 368, right there near the top. And how about Rich Aurelia, shortstop for the Giants? Normally a 270 hitter, hitting almost 400. Pujols has been phenomenal, and Edmonds really helped carrying this Cardinal ball club.
Here's Pujols, who grounded to short. His first time up, takes a called strike. Pujols, Kevin, against right-handers this year. only batting .429.
Well, and the reason for that is he goes the other way. You get a good breaking ball down and away, he'll shoot it in the gap in right center, and defensively, the Pirates have to play him straight up. In fact, in the outfield, Emil Brown shades him just slightly toward right center. They've seen enough of Pujols already to know, hey, I can't shade him to pull. This guy will go the other way. Great power to right center. And in top on almost every category. Unbelievable start for the young rookie.
1-1. Right back at the pitcher. Ritchie will not have enough time. Runners on the corners.
That's the same pitch that got Pujols in the first inning, the jam shot that Enrique Wilson made a nice play on. This was also a jam shot, but he hit it off the glove of Todd Ritchie and kind of got a break right there. Another two-seam fastball, although he hit this one harder. Actually got him off the leg, it looked like. By the time Ritchie gets the ball, he has no play. And did the right thing by eating it.
So an infield single for Pujols, who now has a base hit in 34 of his 38 games.
See, when you hit 370, 380, you got to have the infield hits too, and now we know Pujols can do that too.
First and third for J.D. Drew, who walked in the second inning. Came out to score on the Langford homer. First and third, nobody out. Drew with a drive to right. No doubt about it. Over the right field stands. Home run number 15 for Drew. The only question now, did it land in the water?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering from up here. That has not been done in the air, in the water from home plate yet in this new ballpark. 15th home run for Drew. That ball was smoked. Look at this pitch. Now he's trying to go down and away. He missed location. Watch. Kendall's down and away. Look him reach back over across the plate. Just missed location by about 2 feet. And J.D. Drew did not miss location. He nailed it. All you see are the back of people's heads. Now they're wondering where that ball is.
Now Lance Berkman and Todd Helton have hit home runs here this year, which bounced into the river.
Right.
And we have just been told that J.D. Drew's just moments ago bounced into the river as well. So the river watch remains 0.
Wait till Barry Bonds gets here. He likes hitting them into McCovey Cove in San Francisco.
According to the Pirates, the shortest estimated distance that a home run would have to travel to reach the river is 456 feet down the right field line.
There's going to be some left-handers to do that. Now, we understand that Bonds hit 6 in batting practice into the river on the fly. So that's going to be done, but that's a shot by J.D. Drew. 445, 450. My own estimate. You know.
Langford dumps one into center field. 4 batters, 4 hits this inning for the Cardinals.
A tough time for Lloyd McClendon, his first chance to manage in the major leagues. And Tony La Russa, yeah, he's used to it now, all these years in the big leagues. Got a veteran guy there, Bobby Bonilla, that's done a pretty good job. Bobby wants to get up there and do that. It went into the river.
Bobby homered on Tuesday night. It did not reach the river, but it was his 3rd home run of the season. Like Barry Bonds, a former Pittsburgh Pirate. Drew now tied with Bonds, 2nd place in the National League, 15 homers apiece, trailing only the Diamondbacks' Luis Gonzalez, who has 18.
Not Luis Gonzalez. for a guy that's not supposed to be a power hitter. Luis Gonzalez made a change, though, with his stance when he went to Arizona. He went from a closed stance where he dove across his body, blocked his hips off, to an open stance where he strives straight toward the pitcher. Enables him to turn on the inside pitch now. And that's why you see a lot of hitters do that with the open stance.
Renteria thrown out by the catcher Kendall for the first out. Langford moves to second. Well, next week, Charles Johnson of the Florida Marlins head to New York to battle Mike Piazza and the Mets. Thursday night baseball on Fox Family. It all begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific from Shea Stadium. Runner on second with 1 out for the catcher Eli Marrero, who struck out back in the second inning. A 2-run home run off the bat of Ray Langford in the second. A 3-run shot by J.D. Drew here in the fourth. Cardinals now leading the Pirates 5-1. An excuse-me check swing. Ground ball to the first baseman Craig Wilson. A toss to the pitcher Todd Ritchie for the second out.
Well, that's another one of those pitches that just, the two-seam fastball that just runs so much at mislocation. It missed location so badly that it fooled Marrero. And Ritchie got a strike off of it. Well, here's the balls that were hit in this inning. Up, out, over the plate, right down the middle, 90 miles an hour. That missed location in. They were trying to go down and away to J.D. Drew. They missed in with the home run pitch, right into the left-hander swing. That's where a lefty likes it, right there where you see that 90 in the red.
Pitch tracks provided by Questech.com. Ray Langford now on third base, 2 away. The 0-1 to Morris. Ritchie missing inside, 1-1. Morris bounced back to Ritchie. Back in the third inning.
Morris is really a great story because of the way Tony La Russa handled him after the operation in '99, out for the year. Last year, Tony said, you know, you're not ready to go into the rotation right now, put that much strain on your arm. I'll pick my spots for you, use you out of the bullpen. He did that with the idea that now he's ready to be in the rotation. And you know what Morris is doing. He's having a great year.
Grounds out to the second baseman Mears, but the Cardinals extend their lead. It's now 5-1 St. Louis. Welcome back to Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Kenny Albert with Kevin Kennedy and Dan McLaughlin. Cardinals looking for the sweep and their 10th consecutive win. Out in front 5-1 as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Cardinals already 6-0 against the Pirates this year. They will play 17 times in all. John Vanderwall leading off for Pittsburgh. He takes a called strike. Vanderwall walked his first time up back in the first inning. In the 6 games, the 4-game sweep in St. Louis and the last 2 nights. Now 0-2 on Vanderwall. Coming into the game tonight, Kevin, Cardinals have outscored the Pirates 43-12. So on average, 7-2 over the first 6 games they've played. Vanderwall goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 5 for Matt Morris, who seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on.
3 great fastballs, 2 at 91 miles per hour. The last one 93. A little bit of late movement. Look at that pitch run off the outside corner, and Vanderwall just swings through it. Just off the outside corner. That's that late movement. Looks like it's going to be a 4-seamer, the straight fastball, and at the end, instead it's that 2-seamer, moves off the outside corner by about 6 inches.
Here's Enrique Wilson, who was called out on strikes in the first. Aside from that first start of the year in Colorado, that disastrous start we talked about earlier, Morris has been a workhorse. He's got at least 7 innings in 7 of his last 8 starts. including one against the Pirates last week, one of those 6. Cardinals batting .317, Pirates only .176 during the season series.
Been a total mismatch so far, unfortunately, for the Pirates, especially right here in their new ballpark. You like to at least win one. And they're facing a real tough guy right now, Matt Morris, number 2 in the National League in earned run average. He's got a 4-run cushion. And you're right, he just looks like he's getting stronger now.
Morris has won his last 4 decisions, including the victory over the Pirates, 7-0 shutout 10 days ago at Busch Stadium. Wilson heads down to first. Second walk issued by Matt Morris. Action in the Pirates' pen. Bronson Arroyo is up.
Well, they've got to do that. Todd Ritchie's due up after the next 2 hitters, and they're down 4 runs. So Lloyd McClendon, the manager, has to get something going. He's going to bring somebody off the bench. Now, if Ritchie doesn't come up this inning, he'll go back out for 1 more inning, and then that will be it for him.
Frank Wilson grounded out to the shortstop. Renteria leading off the second. Wilson, originally drafted by Toronto back in '95, hit 33 home runs in the minors last year, and 3 of his 4 hits this season have been home runs.
That's exactly right, and he's only got 15 at bats.
Wilson, an all-star with AAA Nashville last year. His 33 homers were tied for 4th in all of minor league baseball. He drove in 86 runs. Off the end of the bat, charging is Renteria. No play at second. Cardinals get the out at first, 2 away as Wilson moves over.
Nice pitch from Morris on the outside corner, and a great play by Renteria. Coming in on the run. Renteria charging the ball. A good shortstop will charge the ball on slow rollers all the time. Renteria takes it on the run and makes a nice play.
So with 2 outs, here's Pat Mears, who fly to right in the second. Off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1. Ninth year in the majors, Mears had never played second base until this season. Into right, coming on is Drew. And that will do it for the Pirates in the 4th. Enrique Wilson stranded out at second. Still 5-1 Cardinals.
Well, on Fox Family, guys, we spare no expense. We have rented this boat. Of course, Jay Skelton is the owner of this boat, but he doesn't know that we are probably not going to pay him. But you were pretty close to getting that J.D. Drew home run, weren't you?
Yeah, it was right in the river there. We went out to get it, but the ball happened to sink. You know, just bad luck.
Any scuba gear with you?
Nah, I wish.
How many times have you been out here and seen a home run? Not many, because that's the only the third time it's been done.
So I go in the river. I've been to a couple games. I have season tickets, but haven't been able to get any balls or anything.
Now, why would you pay for season tickets if you have a boat right here waiting for that home run ball?
Oh, I just like to be in the stadium. That's the fun of it.
Now, what about the fun of this? I mean, you're ready to. Well, I'm getting seasick, but I guess obviously you don't, do you, out here on the Allegheny?
No, I have all the other days of the summer to do it.
Well, Jay, get that scuba gear going, all right?
Will do.
Keep smiling and have some fun out here, all right?
All right,
all right. Guys, it's been a little interesting out here. We almost had that home run ball, but not quite, but we're heading back onto the shore. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Dan. Good work. Kevin, how much do you think a J.D. Drew home run ball retrieved by Dan McLaughlin would be worth?
Not a whole lot right now.
Even if Dan signed it?
If Dan signed it, it's a different story. 50 cents.
Dan certainly earning his paycheck tonight. Fernando Vina walks to lead off the 5th. Todd Ritchie still in there as Pat Mears lined out to right with Richie on deck in the last half inning.
That's funny. In San Francisco at Pac Bell, they've got the boats out there and the Portuguese water dogs and all that stuff. And
the guys with nets.
Bonds ball. Yeah, you got to get a net. They got to take note from what they're doing in Pac Bell. You got to have a net out there and scoop it up before it sinks. So the baseball will float for a few seconds before it goes down.
But only 3 have bounced into the river in 17 games so far.
Yeah, not great odds.
Although if you get out there during batting practice, Bonds hit 6 during VP.
Yeah. Imagine Willie Stargell, how many he'd hit out there if he were playing in these days, in this ballpark.
Polanco, ground ball to the shortstop, Wilson. To second for 1, to first. The throw off the mark, pulled Craig Wilson off the bag. Well, the Pirates get the force at second. Polanco safe at first.
The Pirates come into this game second in the National League and turning double plays, and they get a ball that should have been turned. Good feed right there. I don't think Pat Mears had the grip. You got it in the glove. You kind of saw him dig in there with the hands. He just didn't have the grip, and the ball sailed on him. Tried to get rid of it quickly. Couldn't find the handle. What you do as an infielder and a catcher when you're trying to throw somebody out, you don't have time but to find one seam as quickly as you can and reverse the ball all in one motion. I don't think he found a seam, especially with the middle finger.
Here's Jim Edmonds. Doubled and scored in the 4th. Edmonds 1 for 2 tonight. Cardinals leading 5-1. Cardinals have won 9 straight, 15 of their last 20. Their longest winning streak since July of 1987.
Little off speed by Todd Ritchie right there. Take a look at Jim Edmonds, where he likes the ball. Pretty much, I guess everybody likes it down the middle at 563. But historically, the 315 at the top, historically, Jimmy's a pretty good high ball hitter. Untypical down here at 190. Normally, lefties like the ball down and in. Jimmy Edmonds has been different. He was different in Anaheim, I remember.
The throw from Ritchie gets away from Wilson. Polanco round second, heading towards third. Safe.
Boy, great effort by Polanco. I mean, he did not hesitate to get to third base. He was looking 3 all the way. Here's the throw. That ball's got to be caught by Wilson. The pitcher will get the air probably because the ball was down into the runner. But Wilson has got to bend down and cross over it and backhand that ball. He didn't do it.
And the error is charged to the pitcher, Todd Ritchie. Edmonds, towering fly ball. Brown moving to his right, makes the catch. Here comes Polanco. He scores easily. And the Cardinals now lead 6-1. Sacrifice fly, RBI number 28 for Edmonds.
Well, Emil Brown did not handle this ball correctly. He caught the ball, but he had no movement going toward home plate. And that ball was not deep enough that he could not make a play. He could have made a good play right here. Watch him stationary, flat-footed. Completely flat-footed right there. Look where his bare hand is, not ready to make a transfer and release the ball. And that's just not good defensive play out there. You've got to have some movement, some momentum going into the ball. Keep your feet moving, get your bare hand, make the two-handed catch so you can transfer into the bare hand quickly and then fire the ball toward home plate. At least make an effort. And you've got to do that when you're 13 games under 500 and in last place. That is not a good effort defensively.
Now, is that something the manager will talk
I would.
about immediately?
I'm talking about it right now up here in the booth. And believe me, if I was managing him, I would get him as soon as he came in and get him down the runway and have my discussion with him. I mean, that's just giving up on the play, basically. Well, he said, well, that's just deep enough. Polanco runs too well. I won't make a play. Turns out he had a play. Don't take anything for granted ever. Guy might fall down.
Ramirez throws out Pujols to end the inning. But the Cardinals add a run midway through. Now lead the Pirates 6-1. Well, the Pirates with the worst record in the National League. Losers of 5 straight, 9 of 10, looking to avoid the sweep, but they trail the Cardinals here 6-1. As we move to the bottom of the 5th inning from PNC Park.
Cotton candy, nachos.
And Todd Ritchie, the pitcher, with a drive into the left field corner. A stand-up double. Ritchie not a bad hitter for a pitcher, had 13 hits last season. And he leads off the 5th with a double to left.
And that's one of the reasons Lloyd McClendon said, hey, we're down 5 runs, leading off the inning. Why waste a batter? Why go into my bullpen right now? I'll let my good hitting pitcher hit, and he does. Pretty good swing. Goes down and gets it, turns on it. Good finish. He's digging for 2.
Ritchie's 3rd hit of the season, his first extra base hit. And the 4th hit of the game for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I keep thinking about that last play by Emil Brown. I mean, it was almost like he didn't think anybody was on third base, like an afterthought. And either way, you've got to talk to Emil Brown, and nobody talked to him between innings and say, hey, what were you thinking?
We kept our camera on Brown as he went into the dugout, and his between innings activity was clipping his fingernails.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to blow the guy away, but at least have a discussion. Say, what were you thinking about?
Edmonds makes the catch in center. Well, Kevin, meet the stray that can really play. First he shoots for basketball stardom, then he tackles football. Catch Air Bud, followed by Air Bud Golden Receiver. Sunday beginning at 6/5 Central on Fox Family.
See how he made that play. He was ready, Air Bud.
Air Bud is always ready. Jason Kendall takes a called strike. Kendall 1 for 2, singled back in the 1st inning.
Be nice for the Pirates to peck away here, get a run or 2 back. That's what you try to do when you're down 5.
Polanco throws out Kendall. Moving to 3rd is Ritchie. Now 2 away.
Jason Kendall 0 for 19 with runners in scoring position. That is not him. Or Pittsburgh Pirates, excuse me.
And Lloyd McClendon's Pirates now 0 for their last 19.
Jason Kendall just part of that, 0 for 19. But my point being, on chipping away, you're down 5 runs. Don't think you have to have a 5-run inning to get back in the game, or even a 3-run homer. Peck away. Still can play a little bit of little ball. Go the other way, use the field, get some base hits. All of a sudden you make it a 6-1 game, a 6-2 game. By the 7th inning, it's 6-4. Giles stepped out, but you got to call time. And even though you stepped out, if the umpire does not grant time, pitcher has the right of way. But the key is, of course, you got to put some zeros up there in the top half as a pitcher. You can't let them score any more now that they've got 6 runs. And I always felt that by the 8th inning, if I can make it a 6-5 game, now I got a chance to do some things instead of going for a big inning in the 9th. Now I got a chance to win a ball game, have a guy draw a walk, use a pinch runner, play some little ball, and pull out these 1-run games.
Pirates last in the National League in average on base percentage, slugging percentage.
Right there, 298. That's key for me. That's not a good sign right there. A good on base percentage for anybody, obviously, is 400. I mean, that's a fantastic on base percentage. Your leadoff man should be 380 to 390 at least. The Pirates as a team are under 300. That is terrible. What that tells me that you're very impatient. You're swinging at a lot of bad pitches. You're not working the count. That's what that tells me. You're not using the field. That's what that on-base percentage number tells me. And that's a number I like to look at, especially when I was managing.
Giles into left. Langford with a long run, and he makes the catch up against the wall. Nice play by Langford. So Ritchie is stranded on third. 5 innings in the books from PNC Park. Another look with Langford and the Cards leading 6-1. Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family is brought to you by Mitsubishi. Wake up and drive. Beautiful evening in Pittsburgh. Kenny Albert, Kevin Kennedy, Dan McLaughlin. J.D. Drew stepping up to the plate to lead off the 6th. Last time up, home run number 15 over the right field stands, and it bounces into the river.
And gone. And sank quickly.
That came pretty close to making it in on a fly.
Sure did. I thought it was in the water on a fly when it left. When it left the ballpark.
We are told, Kevin, Drew's home run traveled 466 feet to its landing spot, and then the one bounce into the Allegheny.
Wow. He smoked it. He got a down and in fastball.
This one does not travel 466 feet as Drew is thrown out by the second baseman, Pat Mears. One feature, Kevin, here at PNC Park, the out-of-town scoreboard. Not only do you get the score and the inning, but the base runners.
There's base runners right
and
there.
Outs.
And there's the outs. I mean, that's a great feature. If you're a fan at the ballpark, you can see exactly what's happening with other teams that you're worried about.
It's like tracking a game online.
It is.
Real-time scoring system. Nice play by Dave McKay, Cardinals first base coach.
Think the Cubs will ever go to that? They still have the old hand, the guy in the scoreboard out there with the.
You're lucky to get the scores.
Yeah, with the numbers that he puts out by hand.
Some ballparks now feature teleports where you can synchronize a Palm Pilot and pick up stats from not only your game but from all around the majors. Base hit into right field for Ray Langford. His third hit of the night. Langford 3 for 3. A 2-run homer in the second, and now singles in the 4th and the 6th.
Todd Ritchie came into this inning after 5 with 68 pitches. So he's at that point where I said earlier, 75 pitches on is when the league really hits him. Well, the first 75 pitches the league has hit him tonight, meaning St. Louis. Throw that stout out the window today. That didn't hold true.
Brett called 0-1 on Edgar Renteria. Renteria 0 for 2 tonight in his return after missing the last 8 games. Edgar has not gotten the ball out of the infield in his first 2 at-bats. Runner on first, 1 out. Well, he gets this one out of the infield. Base hit right center. So the Cardinals have runners on first and second as we check in with Dan McLaughlin.
Well, Kenny, the sickness has subsided, and you talked a little bit about that running scoreboard. I'm just beyond the right field wall. This is actually 21 feet high in honor of Roberto Clemente, of course, who played outfield, the Hall of Famer for the Pirates. And it's 456 feet away down the line and into the Allegheny. 320 just down the right field line here. And certainly if you're a left-hander, Kevin, you've got to love this porch down the right field line at PNC.
Absolutely. It's one of those parks that you you sign left-handed hitters.
Dan, get any closer, he'd be on the field.
It really is a beautiful park, though, and it's got the best backdrop in Major League Baseball as far as seeing the city. I mean, it is phenomenal. And we can definitely see it from way up here.
Marrero pops it up. Kendall, not enough room. You can pretty much see the entire skyline of downtown Pittsburgh from the ballpark behind the Clemente Bridge.
Yeah, there's the Clemente Bridge right there. Dead center. It's just beautiful. It's really a pleasing atmosphere.
A little different than Three River Stadium?
What's that? I'm sorry, Kenny.
Just a little different than Three Rivers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And going way back, how about Forbes Field in the old days? Like 440, 450 feet to dead center. They used to put the batting cage and roll it and keep it in dead center field because they figured nobody'd hit it out there.
The 0-2 to Marrero. Wilson to second for one. Over to first. Marrero beats the throw. Pirates get the force at second. Cardinals now have first and third with 2 away.
Well, one thing Richie can do with that movement is get ground balls. He's getting a lot of those. Wilson stays with it. Nice turn this time. He did get a grip this time, Pat Mears, but mentioned earlier in the ballgame, Marrero can run, especially for a catcher. And he beats the throw.
Matt Morris. Off the glove of Enrique Wilson. Run scores. Everybody safe.
Well, the fans are letting them know how they feel about that play. Now, it's possible Ramirez blocked the view because he went across right here to his left, put his glove up, and might have blocked the view of Enrique Wilson. Yet, as a shortstop, you're used to that kind of stuff, and you've got to make that play. It hit him on the heel of the glove, and he had no chance.
4th error committed by Wilson this year.
Lloyd McClellan, welcome to managing in the big leagues. It's part of it.
Pirates' 3rd error of tonight's game. Fernando Vina, ground ball to the right side. Mears throws him out. But the Cardinals add another run on 2 hits and an error. They now lead the Pirates by the score of 7-1. Cardinals leading the Pirates 7-1. Albert Pujols, one of the big stories in baseball, talked about his fast start to the 2001 season.
I think that's the main thing, just have a great time up here in the big league, There's a little bit of pressures, but I try to take that away, I go out there and just play the game and have fun and just let things happen, like I've been having. It was a great April, I think it was a greater. I got 8 home runs, hit 370, and 27 RBI. That's pretty good for a rookie.
Pujols, the National League Rookie of the Month for April. Tied the National League record with 8 April home runs. Tied the Major League record held by Ken Herbeck and Carlos Delgado.
Well, and people will ask, is he for real? Is this guy for real? I mean, he's off to a fast start. Well, here's some guys that went from A ball to the majors, and they off to fast starts and continued it.
Ramirez with a drive to left. Langford back on the warning track. Leaps. It's gone. Home run number 10 for Aramis Ramirez. It's now 7-2 St. Louis. Team leading 10th home run of the year.
Here's the pitch from Morris. Trying to go down and away. And once again, it's that movement. You see the catcher turn the glove over. That means it moved in instead of staying away. And right into the swing of Ramirez.
That was the first home run Morris has ever allowed in 6 starts against the Pirates, Kevin, in 43 2/3 innings.
Well, he's been outstanding. It's just a case of too much movement. Again, it moved in over the heart of the plate instead of staying on the outside corner where Morris wanted it. But a good swing by Ramirez. And he's one of the bright spots. Young third baseman. 22 years old. He's got a lot of power. We just saw it.
Now 3-1 on Vanderwall. Ramirez, Kevin, hit 3 home runs in a game in Houston back in early April. Now 10 on the season. And 28 runs batted in. Ball 4 to Vanderwall, so Morris running into some trouble here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, second time Vanderwall has drawn a walk from Matt Morris. The hot zones for Vanderwall are here in the red. And there's the pitch right down the middle. The rest of them up and around the zone, completely around the zone. 95 down and in. Looked like Matt Morris pitched around Vanderwall, and of course he didn't because he's got a 5-run lead. But what we just saw in pitch tracks is something you would see if there were second and third in a close game and nobody out, or 1 out or 2 outs, and you want to pitch around a left-handed hitter like Vanderwall. That's what you would see.
Pitch tracks provided by QuestTech.com. Enrique Wilson. 4-6-3. Double play. Vigna to Renteria to Pujols. Well, this week on FX Saturday Baseball, we will come to you from Shea Stadium in Flushing, New York. Gary Sheffield and the Dodgers take on Mike Piazza and the defending National League champion Mets. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here on FX. Check local listings for start times in your area. Mets struggling. Last place in the NL East, 15-24.
Well, I did that game last Saturday in San Francisco, and they've got to get healthy. And I believe they have a key guy, Al Leiter, coming back for the Dodgers series. And that's going to be huge for the Mets. It's interesting in Major League Baseball what's going on. The division leaders, the Cardinals, are not a surprise to me. I picked them in March, but some of the other teams, Phillies in the National League East leading, 6 games over 500. Giants and Dodgers not really a surprise in the West, battling it out. Minnesota in the AL Central leading. Seattle 30-9, best record in Major League Baseball.
Craig Wilson goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 6 for Morris. Ramirez, a solo home run after 6. Now 7-2 Cards. 7-2 Cardinals over the Pirates as we head to the 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Placido Polanco leading off for the Cardinals here in the 7th against Todd Ritchie. Cardinals sailing along, leading 7-2. Inside to Polanco. Now 1-1. Polanco 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. And came around to score.
Well, Todd Ritchie, this should be his last inning. I'm sure it will be.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Enrique Wilson, no trouble with this one. 1 away.
And the reason I say that, he's due to hit second in the bottom of the 7th inning. And he's down 7-2.
Ritchie has allowed the 7 runs, but again, not getting any run support coming into the game tonight. Pirates had scored a total of 21 runs in Ritchie's 8 previous starts, only 12 with Todd on the mound.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to start your Major League managerial career. It made a change, the Pirates did last winter, firing Gene Lamont, bringing in McClendon, who was the hitting coach for Gene Lamont. Came in, a little bit of hard ball philosophy, came in and wanted to get guys straight, hustling, on time. All the things Major League managers expect from their players, and you look up, and the bottom line is you got to have talent. You got to have pitching. And the Pirates have some talent, but unfortunately they have too many starting pitchers that are hurt, including now Chris Benson, who looks like he's going to be out for the year. That's a tough road to climb when you have Francisco Cordova, you lose Benson, Benson's one of the best right-handers, I think, up and coming in the game. That's really tough to climb for the Pirates. And so as a major league manager, you look up your first 39 games, you're 13 games under 500. Not the manager's fault. But in time, the manager's the one that takes the hit for it. As Johnny Oates found out in Texas.
Edmonds with a long foul. Not only has Benson not pitched this year, neither has Francisco Cordova. Jason Schmidt, only 2 starts.
Ritchie, no run support, although he hasn't pitched it that well tonight, but he's pitched better than his 0-4 record. And then Anderson 2 and 3. Yeah, that's tough, though. The first 2 guys are key, Benson and Cordova. Good sinker right there. You lose your 1 and 2 starters, I mean, you're in trouble. You're asking your 3 guy to be the ace. Good movement again, down and away that Todd Ritchie has. He just has tremendous movement. If he can corral it and get the location. There's the last one, 83 out of the zone. The 2 home runs tonight, both have been mislocation, and not because of intent. It's just the ball moved so much on him that it ran to the zone that he was not intending it to go to.
And now a pinch hitter, Larry Sutton, batting for Albert Pujols. Sutton batting just 129 on the year, 4 for 19 as a pinch hitter.
Well, I'm curious on this one. I don't know if Pujols got hurt. We'll find out, hopefully. But I don't think Tony would have made this move in the 7th inning in a 5-run game, taking out a guy that's second in the league in hitting. So perhaps Pujols felt a twinge or did something. He's a couple of ground balls that he's had to hustle out. He had an infield single in the 4th. He grounded out his last time up, 5-3. Grounded out his first time up.
3-1 on Larry Sutton with 2 away here in the top half of the 7th inning from Pittsburgh. Fouled off the plate. 3-2.
You rest a struggling veteran. You don't rest a 21-year-old that's on fire in a 7-2 ball game. So hopefully Pujols is okay. He's something special to watch. Tony La Russa's already got his main man out of the lineup, Mark McGwire. Pujols has really picked up the slack.
Backhanded by Ramirez. No chance, an infield hit for Larry Sutton, his 5th pinch hit of the year.
Well, I tell you, he's got such great movement that sometimes you don't hit the ball on the sweet spot of the bat. You get it off the end of the bat, and it has all kinds of movement on it and all kinds of English on it. Look at that ball twisting foul territory. Nice play by Ramirez to get it, but he's got no chance. He squirted it right over the bag at third base.
Here's J.D. Drew, who hit that 3-run homer back in the 4th. Well, we are told Pujols was in the Cardinals dugout, just ducked underneath.
Well, it looks pretty good from there. That's Pujols. At least he's in the dugout.
Three balls, no strike count. J.D. Drew.
You know, the other thing that can happen for a hitter, a right-hander like Pujols versus Ritchie, and I'm just making an assumption, with the movement Ritchie has and the way Pujols has gotten jammed tonight 3 times, I mean, he could have jammed a thumb or hurt his hand, because when the ball moves in on your hands and you're swinging a bat and you get it off the handle, You know, who knows? There could be some swelling on his right hand.
Drew walks for the second time tonight.
I mean, or it's possible Tony just decided, hey, let's get him out of there. He's a young guy. We got a 5-run lead. Let's get Sutton in at bat or two. We're going to need Sutton at some point. It's all speculation right now.
Pujols did not have any trouble with Richie 10 days ago. In St. Louis, he went 2 for 3 with a home run. Pitching coach Spit Williams out for a chat with Richie, who retired the first 2 Cardinals here in the 7th. Allowed the infield hit to Sutton and then walked J.D. Drew.
Ray Langford, 3 hits tonight off at Todd Ritchie. Look at the location, all in the hot zones. The red is the hot zone, all 3 pitches in the hot zone where Langford likes the ball.
Langford a 2-run homer in the 2nd, singled in both the 4th and the 6th innings. 1st and 2nd, 2 away. We take you back to the 2nd inning with the Cardinals trailing 1-0. A 2-run shot. 10th home run of the year for Ray Langford. Now has 23 runs batted in. The 1-1 from Ritchie.
Ooh, that foul tip bit Jason Kendall. Went off his glove hand. Hit the top of his hand. See, when you put your glove hand into the catcher's glove itself, you're still exposed a little bit. And boy, a foul tip like that can bite you on the back of the hand. And that's what happened to Jason Kendall.
Langford loops one into left field. Here comes Sutton. Crosses the plate with the Cardinals' 8th run. It's now 8-2 St. Louis. 3rd RBI of the game, 24th of the season for Langford.
Well, that's how you charge a ball by Brian Giles. Unfortunately, the throw was wide, but he gave it a good effort. Nice piece of hit right off the end of the bat, dunks it into left field. Giles coming hard, but just throws wide of home plate. I mean, he got to the ball as quickly as he could. If that throw is on line, they've got to play at home plate. But it's up the line, the first base side, and they've got no chance.
Second and third with 2 away. Edgar Renteria 1 for 3 tonight. Single to right center, his last time up.
This is one of those games for your starting pitcher where he's taking it for the team. 8 runs off of him.
Renteria to deep right field, out of the reach of Vanderwall. 2-run score. It's now 10-2 Cardinals. RBIs number 12 and 13 for Renteria.
Renteria, they're trying to go in. Look at the pitch, away. Mislocation. Look at Kendall, he's in. Watch the pitch, it's away. Renteria goes with it. Hits it into the right field corner out of the reach of John Vanderwall.
And now Lloyd McClendon chatting with home plate umpire Jerry Lane. Looks like Lloyd will make a double switch with the pitcher spot due up second in the bottom of the inning. Keith Osick, normally the Pirates' backup catcher, heading out to replace Craig Wilson at first base. Wilson made the last out for the Pirates in the 6th inning. So Ritchie exits trailing 10-2. Two outs, top of the 7th inning. Todd Ritchie exits The new Pirates pitcher is 24-year-old right-hander Bronson Arroyo, who has started 5 games this year. In his 3 relief appearances, has not allowed a hit in 5 innings.
Yeah, he's a 24-year-old that opened the season last year in AAA. He had an 8-2 start, and the Pirates called him up in mid-June, and he's been up ever since. Going to knock those walks down a little bit. Not an overpowering guy. 91 fastball. Got a curve, a slider, and a changeup.
Arroyo facing Eli Marrero with 2 outs, and Renteria, the runner, on second. 3 runs in here in the 7th for the Cardinals.
So you feel for Todd Ritchie giving up 10 runs. He was taking it for the team tonight, and only 2 guys were used out of the bullpen last night. You wonder why Lloyd McClendon left him in to get pounded for 10 runs. He had the bullpen up in the middle of the ball game in the 5th. 4th.
A drive to deep center field. On the run is Brown. Makes the catch on the warning track. So that finally does it for the Cardinals in the 7th. Ritchie retired the first 2, but then the Cardinals scored 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk. It's now 10-2, 7th inning stretch time. Kenny Albert, Kevin Kennedy, Dan McLaughlin back in Pittsburgh. Cardinals leading 10-2. One of the problems for Lloyd McClendon's Pirates tonight, Kevin, defense.
Yeah, absolutely. It started early. Right here, Jason Kendall on a stolen base attempt. He throws it away from the air. That run scored. That was Ritchie's error, but really Wilson could have made the play. And then flat-footed Emil Brown, a runner at third base. The catch was only the 2nd out. Not in position to make the play. Was Wilson right there. And then a rush throw to home plate by Giles. If he takes his time, in which he had more time than I think he thought, and closes up, he'd make it a nice throw to home plate. He's got an out there. So really 3 errors, but more miscues than that.
Pat Mears leading off for the Pirates here in the 7th. Mears 0 for 2. He's flied out to right field twice tonight. Larry Sutton remains in the game at first base for the Cardinals. Pitch hit for Pujols in the top half. 1-1 on Mears. There's the new first baseman, Sutton.
Of course, this is one of those games now that Morris, with an 8-run lead, does not have to finish the ball game.
Mears, fly ball deep left center. On the warning track, the catch is made by Langford. Well, next week, Charles Johnson and the Florida Marlins head to New York to battle Mike Piazza and the Mets. Thursday night baseball on Fox Family beginning at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. You mentioned Al Leiter earlier, returning for the Mets. He is scheduled to pitch tomorrow night against the Dodgers. And then Kevin Appier will go on FX on Saturday afternoon.
That's good news for the Mets because he's their ace now that Hampton is gone. And they've really missed him.
Keith Osick batting for the first time, just off the 15-day DL. Activated on Tuesday. Osick 1 for 10 this year at the plate, primarily the backup catcher. Entered the game at first base tonight. And Osick is called out on strikes. Strikeout number 7 for Matt Morris, who struck out a career-high 11 earlier this month down in Florida.
Yeah, take a look at Morris. Still strong. Big overhand curveball, a power curve we've talked about. Look at that drop right there. Starts at the head, drops down at the knees, and somewhere in the middle it crosses home plate and gets called for a strike.
Emil Brown 1 for 3 tonight. Scored the Pirates' first run back in the first inning. The report, Kevin, on Pujols? There is no report. Nothing wrong.
Well, then Larry Sutton just got a chance to get an at-bat or two. Tony La Russa felt pretty confident that Matt Morris, his ace on the mound with a 2.29 ERA and a 5-run Cardinal lead in the 7th, is enough to get Pujols out of there for a few innings off.
Brown. Edmonds. 1, 2, 3, 7th for Morris. Cardinals 10 and the Pirates 2. Cards 2 innings away from the 3-game sweep. Back in Pittsburgh, our Century 21 game summary. 10-10-1 for the Cardinals, 2-5-3 for the Pirates. Langford, 4 hits, including a home run. He's driven in 3 runs. Pirates 0 for their last 23 with runners in scoring position over the last 3 games. Ray Langford, 2nd inning. 10th of the season off Todd Ritchie. Then in the 4th, J.D. Drew, his 15th, a 3-run shot. 1 bounce into the Allegheny River. And then in the 6th, Aramis Ramirez goes deep for the Pirates. His 10th home run of the year. And the 7th, a called strike 3. 1 of 7 strikeouts for Matt Morris, whose evening is over as Kerry Robinson, a St. Louis native, will pinch hit for the Cardinals pitcher. Robinson on the season, 4 of 11, 364 average. Played close to 700 games in the minor leagues over the last 6 years. Getting a chance here in the 8th inning, pinch hitting for the pitcher, Matt Morris.
And a good move by Tony La Russa getting Morris out of there. 7 innings, 8-run lead. No need to extend him. This is going to help him for his next start. His pitch count was low, below 100 pitches. You got to feel pretty confident the way the Cardinals are playing. You're going to win this game.
Robinson reaches out and singles into left center. Second pinch hit of the game for the St. Louis Cardinals. Just about everything going right here tonight.
A lot of hands on this swing right here. This ball is away. Watch him just throw the head of the bat right off the end of the bat, goes with it, and flips it out there into left field for the base hit. Not a lot of legs to that swing, all hands. And they did the job.
Top of the order. Here's Fernando Vina. Takes a called strike. Vina 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Ground ball to the second baseman. Mears had some trouble with it and has to make the play at first. So the defensive struggles continue for the Pirates. Gene Steck-Schulte up in the Cardinals pen.
Been a rough night for the Pirates defensively. We just showed you a moment ago the miscues. Here's another one, because this should have been a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play. Instead, Mears hangs on just to get 1 out, and they've got a runner in scoring position. Long night for the Pirates.
No error on the play because you cannot assume the double play.
That's right, but the manager knows it, the coaches know it. Like Jason Kendall got crossed up with the runner at second base. Of course, you go through a set of signs, and that's exactly what happened. Kendall goes out to talk to Arroyo about it.
Todd Ritchie, the Pirates starter, went 6 2/3, allowed 10 hits. 10 runs, 8 of the 10 were earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Arroyo working his second inning of relief. Runner on second, 1 out, top of the 8th inning. 10's the Cardinals' lucky number tonight. They've scored 10 runs. And unless the Pirates pull a miraculous comeback, it will be the Cardinals' 10th consecutive victory. And they're 11th straight over the Pirates over the last 2 years.
Well, the Pirates are just very, very flat. Defensively, offensively, not hitting with men in scoring position, not working the count, swinging at a lot of first pitches, swinging at a lot of bad pitches. They're just not playing on all cylinders, and you look up, and that's why they're 13 games under 500. And Lloyd McClendon has got to get to the point where you make a few changes. And I always felt that the major league manager, 6 weeks into your season, right about now, middle of May, season starts April 1st, that's when you've got to start making some changes with your roster and say, you know what, if it's going to go this way, we'll bring a couple of kids up, maybe we'll look for a trade, whatever. Now the Pirates had every intention of trying to win this year. Last year, of course, you know the statements that were made by ownership that there was expectation for Lamont to win 90 games last year. That didn't happen. He got fired. McClendon gets hired, and now they're worse off than a year ago.
Off to their worst start since 1957.
And what you don't want it to affect in a new ballpark are your fan base, because if it's like this come August, yeah, they're drawing 30,000 now out of a 38,000 capacity, but you start losing your fan base, and you don't have the revenue you expect, and then you go through that whole cycle again. Well, we don't have revenue, so we can't get some key free agents. And it's such a beautiful place. You like to put a winner in here, especially in your first year in a new place.
Just under 30,000. The attendance tonight, 29,835. Polanco fouls another one back. Count remains 2-2.
You can blame part of it on lack of great starting pitching, missing two key guys, Benson and Cordova. But there's no excuse not to make routine plays. And they've had no less than 6 miscues tonight defensively. And 3 were counted as errors. That's when managers get upset. Not the physical mistakes, it's the mental mistakes.
Pirates will be happy to see the Cardinals leave Pittsburgh tonight. This is their 7th game the last 11 days against one another. Cardinals have won the first 6, and they've outscored the Pirates in the 7 games 53-14. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Polanco. Robinson the runner on second, 1 out, top of the 8th inning.
The Cardinals, as well as they're playing, they're in a tough division because Houston is much better this year. Milwaukee is much better. They're only a game back coming into this game. The Cubs.
A drive to right. Bounces off the out-of-town scoreboard. Robinson crosses the plate. On his way to third is Polanco. An RBI triple. The Cardinals' lead is now 11-2.
Well, Polanco continues to do the job when he gets a chance to play. Ball's a fastball up, away. He goes right with it and shows good power and great speed. He's looking for 3 right off the bat. Knows he's got 2. He knows it's in the gap in right center, and he's his own coach. And makes it easily. That's a situation you don't need to pick up the third base coach because the ball's in front of you. And you know your own speed, and you know if you can make it or not.
Pinch hitter Luis Centuria on the first pitch. A drive into left center. Rolls towards the warning track. Polanco scores. It's now 12-2 Cardinals. First RBI for Centuria.
Good swing right there. Ball right down the middle. Shoots it in the gap in left center field. Centuria wasting no time, coming right off the bench and hacking.
His first major league hit. His first major league run batted in.
Hey, you get that AB. You get that first hit, man. You see that pitch, fastball down the middle. You're hacking. And he smoked it.
There's Larry Sutton, who pinch hit for Pujols in the 7th, singled and scored. Infield single with 2 outs in the 7th. Cardinals sent 4 more batters to the plate.
Now, one of the other reasons Pujols came out is he's played in every single game. 38, now 39 games for Pujols. And so he gets a few innings off. It gives Larry Sutton, who came into this game with 31 at bats, a chance to get a couple of ABs tonight.
Scott Sauerbeck now throwing in the Pirates bullpen. One ball, two strike count, one away, top of the 8th inning. Saturia with a big lead off second. Arroyo missing inside, 2-2. Ground ball to the second baseman, Mears. Throws out Sutton for the second out. Saturia moves to third.
I tell you what, Pirates are not going to have it any easier really tomorrow night because Milwaukee's playing very well. They've got some left-handed bombers in that lineup with Jeremy Burnitz, Jenkins, Tyler Houston, and they'll be looking to drop one into the Allegheny tomorrow night. St. Louis playing extremely well, obviously, but so is Houston, Milwaukee. The Cubs have now slipped back, only 2 games over 500.
Nice play by Osik, the replacement at first for Craig Wilson. So J.D. Drew is retired. Cardinals add 2 more runs on a triple and a double. Now lead the Pirates 12-2. Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family is brought to you by Lotrimin AF, the #1 recommendation of doctors. And by Nissan, driven. Back in Pittsburgh, bottom of the 8th inning as we send it down to Dan McLaughlin.
Well, certainly look at that scoreboard is a very different look here at PNC Park as opposed to the last few years at Three Rivers Stadium. Alex Moser is event coordinator here at PNC Park, and your staff of 25 stays busy 1 through 9, don't they?
1 through 9 in pregame and postgame. We just try to do a whole entertainment package here for our fans.
You know, one of the things we were talking about during the telecast was that big scoreboard in right, and of course you have running games as they go. That has got to be tough to do, isn't it?
Yeah, we got to be on our toes at all times because we're watching 18 things at once. It's tough, but it's fun.
Are you guys able to get a pretty good response so far from the fans as far as the production you're able to put on?
Yeah, we've gotten incredible response. Pittsburgh's never seen an entertainment like this in a ballpark, so it's very new to them.
Well, guys, I know that the gentlemen in our truck respect what this man does. It is not easy, Kenny.
Certainly is not, Dan. And this, Kevin, our first look at PNC Park. And I know I'll go home impressed.
It's beautiful. I really like that scoreboard that we showed earlier out there in right field because you see exactly how many outs and how many base runners are on. You look at the San Francisco game, 5-3 Florida, a couple base runners on. The Dodgers are getting shut out again by Montreal, 2-0. They got a base runner on. It's really great for the fans. You can follow everything.
And the Cardinals keeping a close eye on that Brewers-Phillies game, tied at 1 in the 8th. Milwaukee looking to keep pace with the Cardinals. Off the glove of Polanco. Renteria with the throw, but Kendall beats it.
Nice recovery from Renteria, and he almost got Jason Kendall. Jason's a hustler always. Polanco normally makes that play, goes off the tip of his glove. Look at Renteria right there, firing to first base, but Kendall just did beat the throw. Kendall did not give up on it.
An infield hit for Jason Kendall off Gene Steck-Schulte. The new Cardinals pitcher on in relief of Matt Morris. Line drive caught by Vina, but Kendall gets back.
Look how hard the Cardinals are playing. I mean, these guys are hustling, busting their tails defensively. Polanco missed the ball, but Renteria recovered. Vina on his toes, on the balls of his feet, making a backhanded stab at this line drive. And that's what you need to stay in first place, is play hard when the game's out of line also. And right now, 12-2, the Cardinals know they're going to win this ball game. And look at the defense. Guys are still playing hard.
Now, speaking of defense, Kerry Robinson remained in the game in center field. In the number 9 spot, over in right field, in the number 3 spot, Saturia. And the pitcher, Steck-Schulte, places J.D. Drew in the batting order in the number 5 position.
Kenny, that kind of stuff we're talking about comes from your manager. It comes from La Russa, it comes from Dave Duncan, it comes from your coaching staff. I mean, that comes from the top, and that's why Tony La Russa is such a great manager. All you really ask for is to be on time and bust your tail when you play the game. That's really the only 2 rules most managers have. If you don't do that, then don't show up.
2-2 on the pinch hitter, John Wainer. Wainer, a Pittsburgh native. Hit the last home run at Three Rivers, also made the last out. Count down full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
John Wainer seems like he's been playing for 25 years for the Pirates. In '92, when I was the bench coach of Montreal, he was here. Then he was gone. Then he went, I think, to Florida with Jimmy Leland. Then he's back again.
And he pokes a single into right. So the Pirates with first and second, 1 out. Let's listen in to what first base coach Tommy Sant had to say just moments ago.
Back at back!
I think he said back.
He said back all right, but Jason Kendall, a smart enough player. By the time you hear the coach, you've already reacted as a base runner right there. Jason Kendall freezes on the line drive and does get back to first base on the line out by Joe.
Here's John Vanderwall, who's walked twice tonight, also struck out. Kendall, the runner on second. Wainer on at first. 1 away, bottom of the 8th inning. Cardinals leading the Pirates 12-2. Ground ball to the right side. Pena to second for 1. Back to first, double play. 4-6-3. Second double play turn by the St. Louis Cardinals in the last 3 innings. Well, 2 Cardinals over the Pirates as we head to the 9th on Fox Family Thursday Night Baseball from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Our Loderman feat, that's F-E-A-T, feat of the game. J.D. Drew nearly made it into the Allegheny River on the fly. It took 1 bounce into the drink. His 15th home run of the season, tied for second in the National League behind only Luis Gonzalez.
And at that time, it was a 2-1 Cardinal lead, and that made it a 5-1 ball game, and the Cardinals have never looked back.
Jose Silva, who won 11 games last year, splitting time between bullpen and a spot of the Pirates rotation, comes out to pitch tonight, facing Ray Langford, who has 4 hits tonight.
Well, that earned run average is not exactly where Floyd McClendon would like it, nor his pitching coach Spin Williams. So Silva gets an inning of work in a blowout game, and this is really where you want to work on some stuff. Get your mechanics down, start locating the ball, get some confidence back. Don't use this as a throwaway inning just because you're down 10 runs. It's an important inning for Silva.
This the 9th 4-hit game of Langford's career. He's never had 5 hits in a game. Takes a called strike, now 2-2.
And he's hit him to all parts of the ballpark. He's pulled the ball tonight. He's got to hit to center field. He got a base hit and last at bat to left field. Completely used the field tonight.
This time Langford is struck out by Silva. Gray now 4 for 5.
That's a great night. He scored 3 runs, hit the big home run in the 2nd inning. Put the Cardinals on top. This is just a ball right down the middle. They're trying to go in on him. They do. A little bit of late movement. Just up above his hand a little bit. Swings underneath it. And there's the final one right there. Just above his hands. That's where you try to go on Langford, and he got him with the fastball.
Pitch inside to Edgar Renteria. Renteria with 2 hits, 2 RBIs tonight. Pitch tracks, as always, provided by Questech.com. Hard grounder. 2 away. So with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, here's the Cardinals catcher Eli Marrero. Marrero tonight 0 for 4.
Well, Marrero has become Morris's personal catcher, and once again, it worked out because Morris was outstanding.
Wainer could not field it. So the Pirates' problems in the field continue, even for a guy who just came off the bench to pinch hit in the last half inning. It's Pittsburgh's 4th error of the night.
Yeah, take a look right here. This is the routine ground ball that Wainer backs up on. Take a look. In good position there, good balance. And he just backs up a step and lets the ball eat him up. Long night for Pittsburgh.
Pirates have now committed a National League high 41 errors in 40 games. Terry Robinson batting for the 2nd time. Bounces out to the pitcher Silva. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Cardinals 3 outs away from extending their winning streak to 10 games for the first time since their championship 1982 season. Kenny Albert, Kevin Kennedy, Dan McLaughlin back in Pittsburgh. 12-2 Cardinals, 12 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. Pirates 2 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors. As Dave Beers comes on to pitch in the 9th. 3rd Cardinals pitcher of the evening. Beers with 4 saves in his 14 appearances. Earned run average under 2.
Yeah, Dave Beers has made a nice career for himself. The guy that pitched for me many years ago back in Albuquerque. One time he was with the Dodgers, Oakland A's, bounced around a little bit, did a nice job for Colorado. Good numbers for David Beers, did a nice job for St. Louis a year ago. Became the full-time closer. And now he's just getting inning of work. Got a good split-fingered fastball, good fastball in the 90s. Also mixes in a slider.
Beers will face Enrique Wilson, leading off for the Pirates here in the 9th. In the on-deck circle, a pinch hitter, Abraham Nunez, who will bat for the pitcher, Jose Silva.
People might ask, well, why is your closer in this ball game? It's because Dave Beers has not pitched since last Saturday versus Chicago, and that's too many days off for a closer.
Strike called, 0-1 on Enrique Wilson. Wilson 0 for 2 with a walk tonight.
You don't like to have your closer go more than 3 days in a row without pitching at least an inning.
Grounded to the first baseman. Sutton takes it to the bag himself. 1 away. How about the job by the Cardinal starter tonight? Matt Morris goes 7 innings for the 8th consecutive start. Scattered 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 7. Morris will make it 6-2 on the year.
I'm glad you brought that up because here's a guy that had Tommy John surgery 2 years ago. So for players out there that are going through that, you can come back and regain your old form. It just takes anywhere from 1.5 years to 2 full years before you're actually back to that form.
Strike called on Nunez, the pinch hitter. 0-1. Abraham batting .279. He's driven in 4 runs. 0-2. The executive producer of Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family is Bill Borson. The coordinating producer is Mandy Cohen. Tonight's game produced by Jim Zrake, directed by Larry Myers. Thanks also to Brett Smith, Tom Thomas, Jim Pels, Gary Nicholas, and the rest of our crew here in Pittsburgh. The 0-2. Nunez reaches out, ground ball to Vina, the second baseman, 2 outs.
Just saw a couple of nasty split-fingered fastball by Dave Veers. That's his out pitch. He's working on it tonight. The bottom just falls out of it. There's an 88 fastball right there. There's a 78. That's the split. And 80. That's a split right there. And he gets the ground ball out to Nunez.
Pirates down to their last out. Pat Mears at the plate. Pirates will lose their 6th in a row. Milwaukee Brewers come to town for 3 starting tomorrow night, while the Cardinals will continue their 12-game road trip in Philadelphia.
Well, that'll be a good matchup. The Phillies in first place coming into tonight by 4 games, 22-16.
Cardinals started this 10-game winning streak with a 4-game sweep of the Pirates. They then took 3 from the Cubs, and now will win 3 in a row here in Pittsburgh. 10 consecutive wins for Tony La Russa's Cards.
Kenny, that's a tough thing about the unbalanced schedule. Is that, you know, you play your own division more times, which is great, but if you're struggling against that team, you face them 4 days, and a week later you got to face them 3 more times like the Pirates did, and it knocked you completely out of the race.
And the bad news for Lloyd McClendon, 10 more games this year against St. Louis. The Cardinals team record, Kevin, 14 consecutive wins way back in 1935. They're just 4 away.
You know, and that's what hurt the Oakland A's to start the season. They just got off to a bad start. They got too good a club, and now today they sweep the Yankees, and they're only 4 games under 500. But I like the unbalanced schedule. I like teams fighting within their division, especially at the end of the season. I think the last month of the season, that's what you want. You want it in your own hands. If you're the Cardinals, Tony La Russa, you want to play teams within your own division the last few weeks and decide it amongst yourselves.
Mears singles to right center.
But the bad part about it is if you've got 1 or 2 key starters out and you're playing a hot team, you can get knocked back in the division very quickly, and that's what's happened to Pittsburgh. They will be 11.5 games out of first place after tonight.
Ball 1 to Keith Osick. Osick caught looking back in the 7th. Strike called on the inside corner, 1-1.
The other guy they got to get going, the Pirates, is Derek Bell. And that's just unacceptable. The guy hitting 100. Derek Bell's hitting 136 in 31 games. That was the big free agent signing, and they're going to need him before it's all over. They got to get him going, get that bat going. Derek Bell has been out of the lineup the last few games. Right, Vanderwall's taking his spot.
2-2 to Osick. Mears the runner on first. 2 away, bottom of the 9th inning. The 2-2 from Veers. Just missing away. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
What closers like to do sometimes with a 10-run lead when they're just getting inning of work is play a game in their mind where they say to themselves, hey, I only got a 1-run lead. What would I throw in this situation? We'll see if Veers goes to the split right here and does that.
1 hopper to Vina. 10 straight for the St. Louis Cardinals. Their longest winning streak since 1982 when they won 12 in a row. 12-2 the final. Ray Lankford a 2-run homer. J.D. Drew hit a 3-run shot, his 15th of the year. Matt Morris the win He's 6-2. Todd Ritchie takes the loss. Ritchie now 0-5.
Well, as good as the offense is, I think it really starts with the pitching. And when you've got a healthy Matt Morris throwing the way he is, number 2 in ERA in the National League, he maintains that low earned run average. Came in at 2.29, only gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. He was outstanding, and then the offense just took off again tonight.
So the Cardinals win it 12-2. Join us this weekend for a special edition of FX Baseball Saturday. Mets and Dodgers from Shea at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Thursday Night Baseball returns next week, 1 week from tonight on Fox Family. Marlins and the Mets also from Shea. Telecast begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Coming up next on Fox Family, Great Magic of Las Vegas. For Kevin Kennedy and McLaughlin and our entire Fox Family crew, Kenny Albert saying so long from PNC Park. You've been watching Thursday Night Baseball on Fox Family.